Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we'll be taking a look at the Shinka gear from Shinkansen Henkei Robo Shinkalion, the animation. Basically, this is a giant roleplay toy of the, I don't want to say control device, maybe, for lack of a better term. It's the item that all of the pilots of the Shinkalion use to kind of control the giant robots. Like as soon as they get in, they kind of put it on their arm, and you can see he's wearing it down here in the little picture. So basically how this works is as soon as they get in, they equip this, and then they use it to transform, do link gatai, final attacks, things like that. So we'll be taking a look at all of the functions. It does come with 3 of the Shinka passes, one for E5, E6, and E7. The cool thing about them is that they are different from the ones that come with the individual toy releases, so we'll take a look at some of that as well. Front of the box, very colorful, very fun. Love the giant picture of the E5 over here on the side, kind of demonstrating how some of the functions work. So very bright, very enticing for kids, I would assume. It just looks like a lot of fun here on the front of the package. On the bottom, pretty much the same thing, just kind of laid out a little differently. Same pictures and everything, so not too much new going on the bottom here. Taking a look down here, again, just kind of shows the item itself and then the little pilot. And then exact same picture on this side. Flipping it around to the back, shows the Shinka gear itself, the little kind of ticket holder you get, which I'll explain how that works, and then the 3 tickets that you get. It also shows off the 3 robots, because they each come with a ticket as well. And it just kind of shows you how the lever moves and sounds and lights and everything and all that good stuff we'll be taking a look at. So very cool. It does take 3 AAA batteries, so if you are picking this up, make sure you have 3 AAA batteries, because that was almost a deal breaker for me doing this review. I had to scrounge to find some batteries. I go through a lot of batteries, guys. In any case, that's it for the packaging. We'll go ahead and get this out, and we'll take a closer look. So here's the Shinka gear with everything that it comes with. You get these 3 tickets, E5, E6, and E7. And we'll be taking a closer look at those a little bit later on. You get this black piece that you slide the tickets into, and I'll show off how this works a little bit later on as well. But here is the Shinka gear itself. I don't know why, but it's definitely giving me like Seiza Blaster vibes. I think just because of how you kind of wear it on your arm. Now it does have a strap, which would come through here, that I did not bother to take out of the box. I can never really wear these or bother to strap them in, so I don't usually bother with the straps, but it did come with one, and it would feed right through here. Now it has this ability for this bottom piece to kind of rock to the side, and I have not been able to figure out what the purpose of that is. So I don't know. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments. Now I will say a little bit of a disclaimer going into this review. I have done my damnedest to figure out what everything does, but the instructions are not super clear, and especially if you can't really read Japanese, they're very hard to figure out. So I'm doing my best. I think I know what everything is, so we'll be taking a look, but there might be something I miss, and if that is what happens, I apologize ahead of time. Feel free to point it out in the comments below. So basically, there are a lot of stickers on this thing. Stickers here, this white piece is a sticker, there's a sticker here, sticker down there, sticker up here, sticker there, sticker, so there's a lot. There's even little black stickers you put down here just to cover screw holes. And this sticker up here covers screw holes as well. I mean, it looks nice once you have all the stickers applied. It looks pretty good, but just be aware there are definitely a decent amount of stickers for this thing. And these 2 front white pieces, you can see they kind of rattle a little bit. You snap those on yourself, and this piece here, the kind of large handle, also clips onto the side, and you attach that yourself as well. So a minimal amount of assembly required. You can see the on, battle, and off switch. And the 3 AAA batteries go in this compartment here. So you just unscrew that. 3 AAA batteries in there. And then the speaker, of course, is over here. I think that's it for general features of the thing before we get into the functionality. So right off the bat, just going to go ahead and turn it on. So it tells me my pilot level is 10. Okay. I guess I'm awesome. I didn't even do anything yet. So, how it works is you have these three passes, tickets, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to put these two off to the side. We'll start with the E5. Now, real quick, here's the E5 that came with the individual release. Right off the bat, you can see that this one is a heck of a lot more translucent. This one is very opaque and kind of a lighter green color. And you can also tell, if I show you the right way, that the pin systems are different. So whereas this has 2 pins on this side, this has 1 pin over here. So while the pictures and everything are pretty much identical, the QR codes are different. And the pin systems are different. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm glad that they didn't just give you the same one, and you'll see how they come into play and how they're different in this later on. But I'm going to start with the E5 that it comes with, just to demonstrate most of the functionality. So basically, you have this black thing. And you can see there's a cutout over here. So what you do is you take this, and you can see that this part sticks out a little bit. So you just slide this in, and you'll hear it click as far in as it can go. And then this piece will stick out, and that's so that the pin system sticks out of the black thing. So now you kind of have your like larger, thick ticket, for lack of a better term. Now before we get to the ticket, you turn it on, which we already did. If you move this, so it makes this sound where it's like just you riding on the train. And depending on the speed, like right now it's on 2. And it's kind of an annoying sound to be quite honest. But if you move it up to 1, you can hear the sound is a little bit more subdued. It's like a slower... It's basically just like the sound of air passing by your train window. That's really what I think it is. And that's like a much lower sound because you're going a little slower. And if you go all the way to 0... that's the brakes, so that stops it. So if I would say, for example, I go back to 2. Okay, so we're traveling. I slow down to 1. Now if I just hit the brakes a little bit, it'll go back. But if I hold it, now you're fully stopped. So now you can go back and it won't make the sound anymore. Once you have the train pass in here, you can read it onto this. Alright. So I'll take this one out and I'll read all of these for you, just so you can hear the different sounds that they make. Now, to be fair, I don't know if it's actually reading these or if it's just reading this. But... and then I'll try it just with nothing inside. So, like I said, I have no idea if it's actually reading these or if it's just reading this. It's very possible it's just cycling through sounds with this. I kind of think it's just cycling through sounds with this. I really don't think it can tell which one of these is in here, but who knows? I could be completely wrong. So at this point, if you, again, switch to 2... we're going to start traveling again. So we're just traveling down the line. If we shift into 3... this is like on the show and they switch into that, like the rail goes off the real rails and goes super fast. And it's waiting to transform. So take this and put it in the side. Alright, so as you can tell, it's a green LED because it's E5, which is pretty awesome. And also, if you can't tell, these front sections split open to reveal the little, like, firearm underneath, the little gun barrel, whatever you want to call it. So I think that's pretty cool. And also, you can tell that this was flipped down, but sprang open to reveal the little LED panel. So that's cool. So now you are transformed into E5. If you move this now, it doesn't really do anything for 1 or 2. But like on the show, when he's doing his final attack, if you hold it up to 0, and then once the color changes, you have to shift all the way down to 3. So that does his sword attack for his final attack there. And I know what you're thinking. When he does that move on the show, he usually does the Grand Cross. Well, if you take this one out, and you use the one that came with the toy of the robot, get the fun music again. And now if we'd use the final attack, so for that one, you get the Grand Cross, which I think is really cool. I think that's a fantastic way to make wanting to get, or I should say, make it worth collecting both versions of these passes because you get different final attacks. So I think that's really cool. I like that a lot. It's pretty much all you can do as far as like the final attacks and everything with these. I'm going to take this off. Well, yeah, I'll show you each individual transformation first before we get into anything fancier. And I'm jumping to E7. I know what you're thinking. Where's E6? We'll get there. And then his final attack. So they get Shining Drill there. And now we'll go back and do E6. I kind of like how they all have their own transformation jingle. I think that's pretty cool. And I also love how the LED changes depending on which one you use. So there you go. So now what I will do, go back to E5 and we'll start doing some link gatais. Alright, so I've changed back into E5. You can see that the tag is inserted in the black piece and that is inserted in the side. Now you also see there's a spot that says number 2 with a higher section. You're going to go ahead and take your other one, or whichever second one you'd like to use, and you're going to slide that in right here. So I think that's pretty awesome. I love how it plays both of their kind of unique little jingles. And you can see that the LED splits in half there, so you have green and red. Very, very cool. I'm going to go ahead and pull out E6, and then go ahead and we'll try E7. The other thing you can do, and I apologize, I forgot to show this for E6. Of course, you can do the final attack here as well. So unfortunately, they're not unique special attacks. It just says the special attack of each of the two trains you have linked together. So it'll say one and then the other. So nothing exciting or new, but it just says both. But for fun, we'll switch these out. And now we'll switch in and show you some combinations with E6. For fun, I'll use the one from the robot toy. So you can tell whichever the first one is becomes the top, whatever the second one is becomes the bottom. And now we'll try E7. I think the red and the blue look really cool together there. And now we'll do the ones with E7 as the top. And just for fun, we'll do the final attack. Now that's interesting. It said Kaisat's sword, even though this is the one that usually does the Grand Cross. So maybe during the Link Gattais it only knows one attack. Interesting. And then we'll try E6 here. And for fun, we'll do the attack on this one too. So there you go. That's pretty much it for all the different Link Gatais we can do, seeing as how we only have 3 different tickets right now, but I believe there's going to be more releases as the show continues. So depending on how many of these we get by the end of the show, there could be a lot of possibilities with this thing doing crazy stuff, which could be a lot of fun. But that's not all for this. There is a little bit more to take a look at. Alright, so there's also some kind of, like, there's this battle mode, and I'm not quite sure exactly what it does. I've been trying to look at the directions. So it's asking me to turn it to level 0. So I think it's telling me to touch the Shinka case. Alright, so now it's going to go to level 2. So I don't really know what it wants me to do. I believe it told me to put the Shinka case in to transform into Shinkalion. And it said... So if I'm piecing this together correctly, it's telling me to put the Shinka case in the first slot, and then when I do it, it tells me to challenge again. Ah, I see. So basically, it was almost like a Simon Says. Alright, it wants me to change it to level 0 again. Okay, so it says I won. So, okay, so it's kind of almost like a Simon Says type thing. I don't really know what the point of that is, because everything that it did you can do during the normal on functionality. But hey, that was fun. We kind of figured it out together on camera. Or at least you watched me figure it out. Piecing it together from what I can understand of Japanese, it just kind of tells you first change it to 0. Okay, now change it to 2. Put the Shinka case into the first slot. And the reason I was getting it wrong is you have to wait until this piece here illuminates green. So it's kind of like a you wait, and then when it's time, you have to react quickly and insert it. You transform, and then you keep doing it tells you to go to 0 because you're going to do the final attack. Then you have to wait again until the chime sounds and the light turns red, and then go down to 3. So it's just like a little extra mode. It's not really that fantastic in my opinion, but I don't know. It's probably going to give little kids something fun to do, like almost like a Simon Says type functionality there. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know, I probably won't use that functionality too much, but it's there. The directions also say something about it being able to talk to the television, so maybe if you're watching the show over in Japan, there might be a QR code or something it can read. I'm really not sure. I couldn't make out the directions, but apparently it shows it like talking to a television, so there must be some kind of functionality there as well, which is kind of neat, and I apologize if there's really no way for me to demonstrate that for you, but it's kind of a cool bit of functionality if that's really how it works out. So at the end of the day, I think this thing is pretty fun. There's not a ton you can do with it right now because we only have the three first trains and the passes for them. But I think if this show continues and we really get upwards of like 10 trains or so by the end, you could really have a lot of fun with, especially with the link gatai and, you know, making different combinations and things like that. And even if they have some kind of support ones that you can't necessarily link gatai, it would still be able to read those, which I think is pretty cool. And if it makes the LED light different colors, that's kind of fun too. So it does really kind of remind me of the Drive Gear from Drivehead, and since it's made by the same company, that comes as no surprise. But I think this one might be a little bit more fun, because the problem I always had with the Drive Gear was that the vibration they put into it was so loud, it almost made it like not that fun to play with, because anytime you would try to be doing something, the vibration would be so loud it would drown out most of the sounds. And I also think that these passes are a lot cooler than the little plastic circles you got for Drivehead. I think these passes are a lot cooler. I love the fact that even though there are different ones with like different releases, they have different pins and they get different sounds out of this, so that's a perfectly wonderful reason to want to collect all the different variations, and I think that's a lot of fun too. So this thing is a tad on the expensive side. I think it was somewhere around $40 before shipping, which is, you know, a bit much. And there are a ton of stickers to put on, which is a little daunting at first, but it, you know, it's not too bad. You can finish them up in about 15 minutes. It's a bunch of stickers to put on the thing. But overall, I think it's fun. And I think the fun that's really going to come out of this is later on as the line progresses and we get more and more of these passes. I think that there's going to be a lot of fun to be had with all the different sounds you can get out of this, all the different combinations, the LED colors, and all that kind of stuff. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd like to hear from you. If you're watching the show, you know, hey, tell me who your favorite robot is. Tell me your favorite Shinkalion. What you guys think of this thing personally. I like hearing from you guys. So feel free to comment below. Please like and subscribe. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.